Oh, I'm live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's Thursday. That means you're stuck with me for at least another hour. So, Alexa, set a timer for 1 hour.
1 hour, starting now. Time flies by with a good podcast. Just ask
Perfect.
me to recommend a podcast.
Recommend a podcast? I'm doing one. All right, there's my counter. So, hello and welcome. We have 1 hour on the clock, and I do have a guest tonight. We're going to get to her fairly soon, and I think everyone's going to enjoy tonight's guest. So I know that I am anyways. So if you are watching via Facebook, don't forget to like and share this video. If you are Daniel Payton, hello. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. It just helps the show. So yeah, so I know I got a couple of people watching. Say hello, Diane Paint. Welcome, Diane. Oh, it's so warm in here. Anyways, hello to my grandmother. So hello, you are the first three. I'm just waiting for more people. So anyways, welcome. So tonight's guest, I'm going to be talking to Stephanie O Dea, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. If I did it wrong, she'll correct me. She does a lot of recipes using a crock pot. She has written many, many books, which I have plastered all over my Facebook wall. On the page there, you can find her there. Her website, you can go to her website, which is Stephanie O Dea, O-D-E-A, .com. She is on Twitter. She's on Instagram. She's got her website. She has her mailing list. She's on Pinterest. For those who do the Pinterest thing, I do not, but I might start doing Pinterest. I'm not entirely sure. Stephanie is a New York Times best-selling author, and she's got a lot of media expertise behind her. So she has been on Good Morning America. She has been on the Racheal Ray Show, Oprah.com. She's been in Women's World Magazine, Prevention, Red Books, Parenting, NPR. And she's also, there she is. And my favorite channel, which I'm going to have to find the episode and see if I can find it. We were on Home and Family, which is on the Hallmark Channel, which is my favorite channel. So, yeah. So we get to talk to her. So, Diane, I can't wait. I'm a huge cooking show watcher. My aunt is here. Hello to my grandmother. Daniel, I want to say I apologize for missing your show on Monday. I'm going to have to rewatch it because I know you have one tomorrow, but I also, okay. That's pretty cool. I also have a show tomorrow as well. For those who don't know, tomorrow there was no guest, but there is now. So, author Wendy Wilson Spooner is going to be returning, and she's going to be going through my DNA results from Ancestry.com because why? That's what she does, besides writing books. So it's going to be a fun show tomorrow. I can't wait to talk to her and have her go through my results and see what everything means because I have no idea what it means. It was my first time. So, yeah. Anybody else? What's everyone doing? What has everyone been up to since the last time I spoke with you, which was, I believe, Friday is the last time I spoke with you. So you had the weekend. It's now Thursday. So I'm pretty sure you guys have been up to something. Me, I've just been working. That's all I do is work. Work. So welcome to my sister. Hello. Welcome. So don't forget, like I said, if you're watching on Facebook, like and share the video. The more people know about it, the better. So especially when there's a guest, share. Everyone needs to watch these shows. So another thing that I wanted to point out, I've also posted the links on the Facebook page, I want to say something else, is that after this show is done, after any show is done, it's always uploaded to be turned into a podcast. So you can listen to the show on the go. So that means that you technically, even though I like you sitting there watching me, you don't have to. So next day or as soon as the show airs, you can then listen to it on your favorite podcast site. So, and I have been added to quite a few, as a matter of fact. So I know that most of you have been asking for iTunes. I used to be on iTunes with the old show. iTunes is a little bit harder to get into, so I'm still waiting on that. For those of you who use Google, you can Google podcast me. I am on there. You can just ask Google to play The Brian Shepard Show, and it will do that. And I know so because I've tried it in my car, even though I hate listening to myself. So I know it works. Soon, I don't know if you guys do the Amazon music or podcasting and stuff like that, but I'm hoping to be on Amazon of all places. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so just a little fun facts for you guys, because I know not a lot of people can watch at the time that I'm on, or you want something to listen to while you're jogging or running or going to the gym. Now that the gyms are open here in Massachusetts, and now people are starting to work out and work off that pandemic weight that everyone has accumulated. So, especially me. Oh, Stephanie, hello. Even though I can see you, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. No, thank you for coming on. So you've all asked for food, so that's why Stephanie is here. I asked all of the viewers, most of which are the same every week, and I do get the new ones that are watching every week. I asked you for different types of topics and ideas for the show, different types of guests. We've had a lot of authors on the show, which there's nothing wrong with authors. But now you guys all wanted cooking. So it's pretty much the month of cooking. So, and Stephanie's going to kick it off because last week, I think, was it last week or the week before, I had to cancel. I had a work issue where I was not going to be able to do the show. So I have to reschedule that one. But Stephanie's here. So we're going to start off with that one. So what has everyone been doing? I have a couple of minutes before we're going to talk to her. So you know me. I like talking to you all you guys. So anybody? Is anyone looking forward to anything, or do people have their questions ready? Because I know some of you are Crockpot users. I am not, but I know that some of you are. I know my aunt is. So I need someone who knows all about Instant Pot. I love mine. I don't know what that is. Instapot, maybe? I don't know what that is. I'll ask her. I'm pretty sure she'll know what that is. I would hope. So I know that my aunt has been using it. See, she loves her crock pot. I don't think I own one, to be honest with you. I used to own one, but I only used it to keep stuff warm, like going to a party or something, you know? Yeah. Heather, I will have to find out about that Instapot thing. I think Ashley has one of those as well. I'm not sure. Diane's school starts in GB, which is Great Barrington, Massachusetts, on October 5th. Oh, I'm surprised. Pittsfield just went back the 15th. Everything is learning at home. So I'm waiting to get back to driving my school bus. Yes, I'm pretty sure you miss it. So Daniel Payne, Instapot is a device for cooking. Well, I kind of figured that's what it was, but I wasn't sure. I have never used it. Used one. It is really trendy. Oh, it was real trendy a while back. Oh, interesting. I have no idea. I don't cook, to be honest with you. So cooking is a new subject for me because it's never been discussed on the show. I think when I was doing the show with Sherry back in the day, we had one author who did a cookbook. It was more of desserts than anything else, which is my kind of thing. So that was pretty much the extent of the whole cooking thing. I was hoping that with the whole cooking subject that there would be people that would want to cook live on camera for all you guys to watch, easy recipes or something like that, but it just hasn't turned out that way yet. I'm still hopeful, but I will take the cookbooks and other people any day. So thanks for that information, Dan. So yeah, Daniel Payton is another author, a guest who's been on the show countless times. So he now watches. Thank you. Oh, and so for those who don't know, if you do, you're already on the page. I can tell that you're using the Facebook page to watch the show. All of Stephanie's information has been plastered on the Facebook page. I wanted to make sure everyone got it early enough. So that way, if you want any of her books, if you want to learn more about her website is up there. The link for Amazon, her author page, so you can see all of her fantastic books. I got it right here too. So I'm going to be learning, because maybe it's time for me to learn to use the Crock-Pot as well. So maybe if it's easy enough. And I know that you guys have been looking for easy recipes. I know that was one of the things on there. And one of her books is 5 ingredients. So, or less. You can't get better than that, right? So yeah. Diane Pate, I love my crock pot. I mostly use it on St. Patrick's Day, but it's easy peasy to use. So, yes. Daniel Payton, besides being a best-selling author, is also an award-winning cook. Thanks there, Dan. So, yeah. So I got like a minute before I drag her on. And start talking to her. So does anyone have any questions for me? Any other ideas, topics? I don't want to hear any problems. Problems you can save for tomorrow. Just let me know. I know that there's a delay. So, yeah. All right, well. I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm just going to bring her on. So, because I know she's ready to come on. Yes, she's ready to come on. So, because I can see her. Hello.
Hello to you.
Hi. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
You can hear me okay and everything?
I can. So I'm goofing around. So
Okay.
You're on the opposite coast. So I'm in California. And so here I am goofing around with my lighting. I apologize.
That's all right. You're fine.
And then I want to say I am so impressed with how you just speak off the cuff and you roll with the punches. And it's really fun to hear how you just banter on and you communicate with your audience. That was my light falling over. Sorry, Brian. Okay. But you sound like a pro, and I am really impressed.
I have been doing this for too long now. My previous show that I did with a co-host, we did for 4 years.
Okay.
But we never did this. And nothing was ever video. It was online radio, which was live. Guests would have to call in a number. But she kind of came up with this idea, maybe you should do Facebook Live, and so that people can at least see you.
I think it's great.
And I'm like, oh man, come on, I don't want to be on camera. So I did that for a while.
So I heard you talking to your fans on Facebook, and I am happy to do this again in the kitchen, and we can do a demonstration. That is not a problem in any way.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that. I don't think I was clear enough with the advertisement that I had put out, because a lot of people were like, yeah, well, maybe they'll cook something in front of you and talk to you and just make something. And I was like, that would be fantastic.
I absolutely can. It will take 8 hours to cook, however, so we can't have the reveal and the taste, but I can dump it all in and push the button.
There you go. So whatever you want for dinner that night in the crock pot, we'll do it on the show. But yeah, no, I've been doing it for so long that it's just second nature to me. It was a hobby, and now it's turned into every week, 2 shows a week, and I have my usual crew here that watches and everything else. Most of them are family members, and a lot of them are good
Hi,
friends.
Brian.
So,
Hi, Brian's family.
yeah, there is another Stephanie in there. It's Amber, actually. She's using my cousin's Facebook to watch. So that is my Aunt Stephanie. So
I am Stephanie.
Yeah.
That's
so,
awesome.
Like I said, I've never really talked about cooking. I'm not familiar. I know what a crock pot is. There is books behind this and everything. I have to say, however, that when I printed out the media kit there, I recognized you. So, because my mother-in-law,
I'm thinking no, but thank you for stroking my ego.
I did recognize you because my mother-in-law watches Racheal Ray. So I believe that I have seen that episode, and I was looking at the picture and I'm like, God, she looks awfully familiar. I'm like, yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's awesome. So
I've had an awful lot of fun with all this. I really, really have. It's not something I could have imagined, but it's super cool. And I've gotten to do a lot of cool things and meet new people. And I get to meet you and your Aunt Stephanie. So that's pretty awesome.
How did this all start?
So it actually started because I quit my job, which sounds really silly. But in 2006, I was teaching preschool, and I had 2 children at the time. And the youngest, the baby, kept getting sick. She was vomiting sporadically. And so I assumed it was daycare germs and quit right then and there. She's absolutely fine now. She's 16 and would be mortified that I'm talking about her as a 2-year-old. But we found out that she had celiac disease, which is a gluten intolerance, which everyone knows about now. But back in 2006, it wasn't as prevalent.
Right.
So once she got healthy again, I realized, okay, I need to go back to work because we live in San Francisco and things cost a lot of money here. And so I wanted to find a way to work from home and take care of the kids. And so I started doing a lot of research about websites and blogging. And I knew that there were moms blogging online. And I wanted to do that. But I didn't really want to share personal stories. I didn't want to put the kids' information online. I'm actually a rather private person. And so I started doing research on cooking sites, and I found that Google ranks them really nicely because they're giving, when you're searching for a chicken recipe, Google gives them exactly what they want. And I am not a good cook. So you saying you are not a good cook actually is who I consider myself to be, or at least who I considered myself to be back then. And I didn't think I was a good cook. I just used my crock pot. So it just sort of came together. And so Christmas 2007, I had a little bit too much wine to drink and joked around with my husband that I should make a New Year's resolution to use my crock pot every day for a year and write about it. And so that's how a year of slow cooking came to be. And I now really do know how to cook. So, and I'm happy to teach you, Brian. I promise you can do it. I promise.
It sounds easy. Everyone says, oh, just throw it all in the crock pot. Let it sit there and simmer. It'll be fine by dinner time. It's like,
yeah.
Really?
So sort of. So I think the problem is it's what you put in the pot. Because whatever you put in the pot is what's going to stay in there. It's not going to like magically multiply for you.
Right.
And so I think if you grew up in the 70s and the 80s when the crock pot was in commercials of cooks all day while the chef's away, that kind of thing. We grew up with cream of mushroom soup and a packet of Lipton seasoning. And so everything tasted the same and everything was kind of brownish, grayish, gloppy. So so I'd like to say that I helped sort of revolutionize the fresher approach to crockpot cooking because I had to use it every day for a year. I came up with then new uses for it. I figured out how to bake potatoes, how to steam fish, how to recreate our takeout favorites, Chinese orange chicken, chow mein, things that you wouldn't think you could cook in the crock pot. I found a way to do it, and it really took off. I learned how to make yogurt, creme brulee. That's how I got on the Rachael Ray show. I'm like, hey, I know how to make creme brulee, and so you should have me on your show. And it worked, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm glad that it's worked out the way that it has, and to be able to, go on all these types of different programs and meet all these people that, I sit at home and watch. I would love to meet Rachael Ray and stuff.
So she was pretty cool. I'll let you know that. So that was the first time I was on national news, so it's not news, but it was national television. And it is taped in front of a studio audience. And so they flew my mom and I out, and they had come, the crew came a week earlier to tape B-roll at my house. And so we were backstage. I didn't meet her before the taping. And so you hear my voice over the audience, and there's the B-roll footage. And I walk out in the dark, the PA brings you out and stands you right there. And then here comes Rachael. And in the dark, she sort of grabs my hand and says, "Are you okay?" And without even thinking, I said, "I think I'm going to puke." And she goes, and she squeezed my hand and goes, "Oh no, honey, no puking." And then the lights go on. And it was like an out of body experience. And I'm like, all right, I am cooking creme brulee. And it really worked well. And once that show aired is when the book publishers started calling. And that was a pretty cool experience.
Awesome. Because then you went on from there. You've been on Good Morning America. So that was pretty cool. I do like it. I like Good Morning America.
I do too.
And then Home and Family.
Yeah, that was one of the more recent ones. And that's fun because that's right here in LA. And it was neat because it was the first time I did the Universal Studios tour. And I am a big Desperate Housewives fan. So all of a sudden, I am in the middle of Wisteria Lane, and there's Bree's house, and there's Gabby's house. And it was just so neat to be right there because the Home and Family house is actually at the end of Wisteria Lane. It's very cool.
Yeah, I watched the channel. I've seen that show a couple of times, but I know that when they do interviews with people, you can either see or hear the trolley coming by or the tours. So I knew that they had to be somewheres, but I didn't realize that they were actually on the.
It is, you would like it. You would like it a lot.
I'm gonna have to come out there at some point. I've never been to California, so.
Okay. So we'll wait for coronavirus to be over and the fires to be over, because that is full-time what we're battling right now is depending on how the wind blows, we're getting fire smoke. And then the coronavirus is no fun. I'm ready for that to be over.
Yeah, I think you and pretty much everyone in the country is patiently waiting to see what's going to happen with that. So I've gotten used to it already, unfortunately. But it makes things just worse. It really does. So now the flu season's coming. And you're also battling fires out there. You're going to have 3 things going.
I know. So we bought a puppy.
Oh.
So that's actually been really good for my mental health. So we got Sheldon, the Basset Hound puppy, who is now 5 months. And I didn't realize I wanted or needed something to take care of so badly until he joined our family. And he's a lot of fun. And so when the weather and the smoke cooperates, we've been walking quite a bit and trying our hardest to stay out of the house to keep him occupied and me and the kids exercised.
Yeah. So are you getting, because I've seen the pictures of California, and I don't know the certain areas where you don't see nothing but smoke.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So today is Wednesday. Last Wednesday was the day the sun, Oh, is it not Wednesday? Is it Friday? What day is it, Brian?
It's,
No, is it Thursday?
it's Thursday.
Oh, okay. We are
Yeah,
live, so I don't have to make up
yeah,
the date. So I don't have
that's
to say,
right.
oh, we're in March.
Yeah.
You're right. It's Thursday. So it was last Wednesday when the sun never came out in the San Francisco area. Um,
Ugh.
and it was really creepy. So at 12 noon, I needed to go outside and unlock a storage unit, and I had to use a flashlight to find the keyhole to unlock the storage unit. So it was a very weird and eerie day. It sort of felt apocalyptic. It did.
Oh,
It
yeah.
did. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, the air has cleared, the winds shifted, and we got a little bit of drizzle this morning. But the fires are still happening, and it's not fair and it's not right. It seems like there's just an awful lot going on, and then there's hurricanes happening in the other part of the country. So if the hurricanes and the fires could just sort of merge and help each other
Sure.
out, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic, I think. I swear the weather is changing everywhere. So up here, we're starting to change colors in the leaves, and fall is here. So, and I know that wonderful
Yeah.
white stuff
You're in Massachusetts, right?
I am in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know the Veggie Tales song of "I Want to Visit Boston in the Fall"?
I do
So,
not. No.
oh, okay. So Veggie Tales, it's a cute little Christian cartoon, but there's a song and it's "We are the pirates who don't do anything. We just stay home and lay around." Blah blah blah. But one of the things that one of the pirates really wants to do is go visit Boston in the fall. So because of Veggie Tales, I want to go visit Boston in the fall.
Boston in the fall is very nice. Anywhere's in Massachusetts in the fall is pretty nice. It's got its colors and everything. Everything is starting to turn yellow and orange. So yeah, but I know that the snow is probably going to be here sooner than we like. But yeah. Oh well, what are you going to do? All right. So food.
Okay.
Like I said, I've never talked really much about food. This has to do with crockpot. You have what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe more books all about, I'm assuming, are they all about cooking?
They're about cooking and then also sort of household shortcuts. So
Okay.
I like to get things done and over with as quick as possible. So I look at getting the have-tos of life done, so then there's more time for want-tos. And cooking for me right now, with kids in the house and in a busy life, is a have to, not a want to. And same with my housekeeping books and sort of life management. They're get it done and over with, so then you can do what you really want. And cooking, especially when you're busy and you've got little kids in the house and you're rushing to get to work, the idea that you can put it on in the morning, you're still highly caffeinated and coherent, and then can essentially be out of the kitchen for the rest of the day is fantastic for me. And even now with COVID and people working from home, the fact is your evenings can be a little stressed. And if you don't know what dinner is come 5 or 6 o'clock, it's a stressful situation. And planning ahead and utilizing the slow cooker forces you to already have the food in the house and sort of prepare. And just like the Boy Scout motto, just you're always prepared. So you know you've got stuff in the freezer and you can pull it out and plop it in and have dinner ready when you're ready at 5 or 6 o'clock.
Gotcha. So I'm assuming that all crock pots pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah,
But
so
ones,
they definitely have more bells and whistles now. So they came out in the 70s, and Rival was the original manufacturer. There's quite a few manufacturers on the market now, and they have timers in them and a lot of bells and whistles. But you can get a very inexpensive slow cooker that just has low and high and off for about $25. So it's economical. And I know that you had someone write in about the Instant Pot, and the Instant Pot is trendy, and and I have one, and I know how to use it, and it works well. For my own particular mindset and phase of life, I still prefer slow cooking. I prefer getting it done and over with in the morning, so I don't have to think about cooking. The Instant Pot, you would then start at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening, and it will cook an entire chicken in 20 minutes and a pot roast in 45 minutes versus 6 or 8 hours. So it absolutely works. And if that's your thing, you should totally do it.
Very interesting. I will have to see about this and maybe try it.
Yeah, and then many the Instant Pot and pressure cookers. So what they are is they're electric pressure cookers. They have a slow cooker function to them. My suggestion would be is if you're into pressure cooking, use the Instant Pot and what's designed as a pressure cooker. If you're into slow cooking, I would still advise to use a slow cooker, just because they're an oval shape, your food is spread out a little bit more, and it cooks even in just a better, more even fashion if you're primarily using it to slow cook. If you're primarily using it to pressure cook, having it in that sort of stacked coffee can cylindrical shape works really well because all of the pressure is locked in.
I'm learning all this new stuff, so I have to make sure I remember all this information. So, and I'm pretty sure everyone here is getting it. By the looks of it, I do have a lot of Crock-Pot users, which is pretty cool. So I did not know that. So what is, I don't know, what do you cook in a Crock-Pot? I mean, what can you cook that you can just set it and forget it?
Sure. So so we're entering fall, and we're entering kind of soup and stew and pot roast and chili season. And it's definitely known for that. On my website, we celebrate Crocktober. So if you're on my email list, you get a new recipe every day for the whole month of Crocktober. And it's comfort food. It's nice food. It's certainly budget friendly, because if you're cooking a pot of beans or a chili, you can stretch it to last for lunches. You can freeze leftovers. It's great for feeding a growing family, which is what I have. I happen to have 3 children in the house, and they keep growing and they keep eating. And my college age kid is back because of the coronavirus. So
yeah, absolutely. Do you recommend someone using a crock pot that is alone, that lives by themselves? Would it be easier for them, obviously, to make something, and then they would have the leftovers, obviously?
Absolutely. And they also come in smaller sizes. So the standard size is a 6-quart oval, and that's what you would see at Walmart and Costco and everywhere, is that standard size. But if you hunt around, and if you're comfortable ordering on Amazon or Walmart or Target.com, they have different sizes, and they come down as small as a 16 ounce, which is teeny tiny. It's called the Little Dipper, and it's a perfect size for a can of chili or a can of soup. When my grandma lived alone, she has since passed away, but she had, we would put in a 1.5 quart or 2 quart, a chicken breast, and then some pasta sauce or a can of tomatoes. And then she could shred that and have that over rice. So you don't have to buy a big one. If you're just cooking for yourself, you can get a smaller one. But then I also recommend to readers that if you were going to use it to entertain and you wanted a larger one, do it and get the larger one, but then don't fill the whole thing up. So you can put inside kind of a glass Pyrex dish. Anything you would put in an oven or a dishwasher is Crock-Pot safe. So like a Pyrex loaf pan that you would make banana bread or meatloaf in fits perfectly right inside an empty Crock-Pot. You don't need to add any water. And then put your chicken breast or your piece of meat in there, and then put the lid on, and then it's in this smaller cooking vessel. And then you can leave it for 6 to 8 hours, and it'll cook nicely in that.
Awesome.
I don't know. So since you don't cook, Brian, now I'm worried you can't visualize what I mean. Do you know what I'm talking about? So like a glass, because I can pull them out of the cupboards and show you. But it's
you can if you want to.
It's funny. This is actually my office, and my office has cabinets for Crock-Pots. So
all right, yeah, I was beginning to. I'm like, no, there's this.
Yeah. So when we bought this house, this was a caretaker room for an elderly lady to have
Okay.
the medical supplies. And the realtor's like, and obviously you can rip this out. And I'm thinking, no, this is where the crock pots are going to live. So,
There you
so it
go.
works
Yeah,
well.
that works. Yeah. Daniel Payton has a question. Stephanie, have you seen those fake YouTube videos of crock pot cooking ideas that are actually never going to work?
No, tell me about them. What are they
Yeah,
like?
I don't
No, I
know
don't know.
anything. Yeah. So, and my sister, oh my God, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Good to know.
So for fun stuff in the crock pot, I have played around with it. I've made Play-Doh. I've done shrinky dinks. I've made crafts such as candles and soap. Just again, for that year, I needed to find a new use every
Right.
day. So
Yeah.
I got kind of creative. Some of them didn't work. I tried to hard boil eggs, and that was a dismal failure. I left them on low all night, and we woke up to horrific smell. And then I peeled an egg just to see what it looked like, and it was green, and it was nasty. It was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to cook bacon wrapped scallops,
Ooh.
and I don't know
Okay.
why I thought that would work. It didn't. The bacon was soggy, and the scallops turned gray, and the house stunk yet again. I think my husband took me out to dinner that night, so that was a nice perk, but that was a failure.
Okay. I love scalloped wrapped in bacon. So
Yeah,
yeah.
not in the crock pot.
No,
You could use an air fryer. So air fryers are pretty cool right now too.
I don't have any of that. So yeah, no. I just have the mother-in-law and she just makes whatever. Uh, or
That
we
works too.
yeah, or we eat out. Yeah, no, I've never cooked anything in a crock pot. I've never used an air fryer, deep fryer. I've never used any contraption or anything like that. So I'm surprised, but I just haven't. So, but
That's okay.
I'm glad other people do. So, you have a book because I know a lot of people are looking for those easy,
Hmm.
simple couple ingredients. That's all you need
Yes.
to do. You do have one of those books.
Yeah.
So,
That is, if you're a brand new cook, I would recommend the 5 ingredients or less slow cooker cookbook. That is college students really like that. Newlyweds really like that. I have a lot of retirees on my list as well. And it's just a nice down and dirty approach. And because we do happen to be a gluten-free family, most of
mhm,
my readers aren't gluten-free, but all of my recipes are. So because of that, everything sort of skews a little healthier than
okay.
some of the old school slow cooker recipes. So I will use canned ingredients, but I think a can of diced tomatoes, we all agree, is just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I use them. Daniel Payne, I've seen these videos made by content farming that
Oh,
people share like crazy. They show like 2 or 3 steps in a recipe and then cut right into the perfectly done item. Like they throw blocks of cheese, cream cheese, uncooked elbow macaroni in a crock pot, and suddenly they have the most luscious looking macaroni and cheese.
that sounds delicious. So, yeah, so there are definitely some virally shared videos that are heavily produced. I don't know how to heavily produce videos, so I don't know much about it. As I'm as techie as the crock pot, so
All right. So have you done macaroni and cheese in the crock pot?
I have, and you can do it. So my macaroni and cheese recipe doesn't use cream cheese. Uh, I like Velveeta, so you can use Velveeta, but then you can
Mm,
also use shredded cheddar cheese. Um, and it's a bit more of a babysitting recipe, and I describe it to my list as an advanced crockpot recipe because you don't just leave it and forget it. You have to come back every 30 minutes or so and stir and
right.
pay attention to it. So that said, there's so much more wiggle room with the crock pot than if you're cooking something in the oven or if you're cooking something on the stove. So if the doorbell rings or you get a phone call and you wander away for half an hour, it's okay. Nothing's going to burn on you. You're not going to ruin your dinner. But you do have to set a timer and come back and do some stirring here and there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Does anybody have? I know that Daniel's been asking questions. I'm pretty sure that other people have questions. Just throw them out there. Can you see the comments? You must be able to see them as well, right?
I think I need to go.
Oh, she just hung up. Oh no, she'll come back. Don't worry. Oh no, what happened? Um, if you have any questions for Stephanie when she comes back, please post them because obviously I'm not. Oh, there she is. Yes,
Sorry.
you hit the wrong button.
Don't ask me to do anything. I told you I wasn't techie.
Don't touch anything. Just don't touch anything.
I'm sorry.
I was just telling people.
That is totally embarrassing. I'm sorry, Brian.
Yep, nope. All of a sudden, you just kind of went away. Yeah, I see that people are sharing. Well, the good thing about this platform here is that depending on how the guest is viewing me, whether you're using a laptop, computer, or whatever, you can normally see on the side of the screen everyone's comments.
Oh, okay.
So it'll say comments.
Oh, you know what? I had it on private chat. You're
Okay,
absolutely right. I moved it on. Oh.
So there's
Cool
everyone
beans.
for you. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, so I got Chris here that's sharing a recipe for a crock-pot chicken.
Oh yeah, with stuffing. I see that with
yeah,
with a box of stuffing. So that is fun. You can have Thanksgiving in the crock pot, and it's lovely and it's wonderful. If you're not gluten-free, you can use stovetop stuffing. If you are gluten-free, Trader Joe's has a very, very good gluten-free stuffing mix, as well as I make homemade stuffing in the crock pot, and I've got a recipe for that, and it turns out really nice. So in a normal year, we host, and I prefer to host, and so we have anywhere between 17 and 24 people for Thanksgiving, and we still put the turkey in the oven, but I line the countertop with all of the side dishes. We've got candied sweet potatoes and creamed corn and mashed potatoes and stuffing, cranberry sauce I make in the slow cooker. I can make a crustless pumpkin pie. So it's just lovely and wonderful because I can get everything loaded in and then mop and clean the kitchen and then walk away. I'm out of the kitchen for the rest of the afternoon. So I can enjoy my guests when they arrive. I can have a glass of wine. I am not a sports ball person, but I know the football is important and it's on. But I love that I don't have to be babysitting the food in the kitchen. It's just hot and ready to go when we're ready to eat dinner. And so I really, really like that for entertaining.
I didn't even know you could have a Thanksgiving dinner in there. Okay, interesting. So yeah. Like I said, if anyone has any questions, she can see them now. So
yeah, I can. I won't touch anything.
I promise she won't touch anything else. But if you want to post your questions for her, anything food related, crock pot related, anything, ask away because I'm going through this in the dark here. So it's food. I love food, don't get me wrong, but I just don't cook. So, and you guys have asked for cooking. So yeah. What is the one recipe that is your go-to recipe?
Sure. So taco soup. So taco soup is my family's favorite, and it happens to be the internet's favorite. Every time I write about it, I get tons of comments. It's been shared, gosh, I want to say on Pinterest like 70,000 times. So on my website, you can just search for taco soup. It calls for a lot of cans, and it has a chili consistency, even though we've named it taco soup.
Okay.
And the secret is you use for flavoring a packet of McCormick taco seasoning mix, and then also a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. So you have that sort of twang at the side of your tongue from the taco seasoning, and then a tiny bit, from the ranch, and then a tiny bit of heat in the center of your tongue. And so it just plays in your mouth, and it's just so lovely, but it's mild enough for all ages. And It's great as is. The leftovers are fantastic, spooned over a baked potato or stuffed in tortillas for little burritos. It feeds a lot. It feeds 12 people or so. So it's our go-to for church potlucks or PTA potlucks, backyard barbecues, things like that. I would highly recommend it, and it's easy enough that anybody can do it. It can also be completely vegetarian if you want to. Don't put in the hamburger and it turns vegetarian.
There you go. Absolutely. I didn't know. See, I'm gonna have to now. I want to go and buy a crock pot.
We should get you one.
I'm totally gonna go and buy a crock pot now. And I'm gonna try these recipes. All of your books are on Amazon. I'm pretty sure there are other places wherever books are sold.
Yeah, good old Jeff Bezos. He's so helpful. Oh, yeah. So Amber says a Dijon mustard with brown sugar. So, and maple syrup. That sounds exactly like my recipe. So I have a Dijon maple roast on my site. And again, just you've got that sweet and salty flavor mixed with a teeny tiny bit of spice because Dijon mustard's got horseradish in it. It's so tasty. Very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Throw in sweet potatoes and carrots. Awesome. Oh, all right. Well, I know where I'm going for dinner from now on. I'm going to my aunt's house. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get a crock pot because I think besides having you come on and show us how to cook something, maybe I should try out your recipes in front of everyone and see how well it plays out. So, I've never thought of that.
That would be great. I think that would be great.
I think so. You are on Facebook. You have your mailing list, which everyone can go to by going to your website. So, and is it O Dea? Is that how I say it? Okay, yeah. So I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
Stephanie O Dea.
I'm Scottish and I married into an Irish family. So I think technically we're supposed to be feuding, the Scots and the Irish, but we've been married 21 years. So
there you go. No feuding. Yeah. So StephanieODea.com. Right? And people can sign up to be on the
So all of the URLs are interconnected. So Stephanie O Dea is with Stephanie O Dea, but then the Crockpot site is A Year of Slow Cooking, but they all sort of interconnect.
Okay. Yeah. So, and they can really get a recipe every day for
Crocktober. Yes.
Crocktober.
Crocktober is a big deal.
All right. And you have the Facebook page, which I believe the Facebook page is for the books, I believe. Right?
Yeah, and author. Me. And I do post puppy pictures. Okay. I promised I wouldn't exploit the children, but I am definitely exploiting the puppy.
Sure. Yeah, I totally would. Yeah. I've put my dog on Facebook before. So Diane P. Oh, great. I'm going to Facebook request her. Well, you can't Facebook request her. You can like the page, Diane. That's usually how Facebook pages work. But you can definitely follow her and keep tabs. Does anyone have any questions for Stephanie?
I wanted to say, again, we had talked about the gluten-free-ness. Yeah. And I happen to write for Simply Gluten-Free magazine. But I sometimes people find me because they are scared to cook gluten-free, or they think it is super hard, or they want to dabble in it. And when you find out that you have to change your whole way of cooking, it can be rather scary. And so I do have a free ebook called Going Gluten-Free Without Going Crazy. And it's free. All you have to do is email me and ask, and I will send you a copy right then and there, because it shouldn't be hard. And I really do think, and I'm saying this to you too, Brian, there's no easier way to cook from scratch than to dump it all in and push a button and walk away. And I don't want anyone to feel scared or overwhelmed or daunted by having to cook that way.
I don't know. I can't see people thinking that, using a crock pot is going to be difficult. It shouldn't.
No. I meant the gluten-free part.
Well, the
Yeah.
gluten-free part,
So
yeah,
when you first get diagnosed, it can be a little scary. Like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, all of this food that I have grown up with, I can't eat. And so my hope is to sort of do a mindset shift of there's a whole bunch of food you can eat, and let me just show you that I promise it's not that big of a deal, and you're going to be okay.
Well, I eat gluten. I don't have a problem with it. I do have a sister-in-law who, come to find out, was gluten-free. And we always went to her house for Thanksgiving. And her husband made everything gluten-free.
And you had no idea.
Well, I knew that she was gluten-free, but they said, oh, there's still stuffing and mashed potatoes, and, the turkey and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, mashed potatoes were something out of this world. It was cauliflower or something. I don't know what it was. And then, the stuffing had all sorts of different types of things in it, which was it was kind of weird. I was kind of thrown back because I don't eat this stuff. So it's different.
Okay. So sure. So now I'm going to sound like your mom. One,
Okay.
don't be whiny. If somebody invites you to dinner, you say thank you very much. And,
I did.
and two, potatoes don't have gluten, so you can still totally have regular mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
So the cauliflower mashed potatoes would be because you're trying to eat low carb or keto, and that's something different. But
She was trying to have me do keto. That's what it was.
And that's healthy for you too, Brian.
Yeah, and I know that she probably watches this, so I have to be careful. But
yes,
it was good.
As of right now, I'm on her side, so you're gonna have to win me back.
Yeah, no, not to say that it was bad, because we went the next year. The stuffing, it threw me back, because I'm like, what is all this stuff in this stuffing? Like, am I going to enjoy this? Am I going to eat it? There's sausage in there. I'm not used to that. I'm used to that stovetop stuffing, or the bagged, whatever.
I get it.
It was good. It was, but it was just different. So, and then you have to think, well, what did it take to really make all this stuff? So obviously it can't be that difficult in some of the recipes, I would hope. So yeah, I'm not bashing my sister-in-law's food. So
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Marie, I love you. All right. So Daniel Payne wants to know, what is your favorite crock pot dessert? I didn't know you could do desserts.
Yeah. So I'm partial to cheesecake. So if there's a way that I could have cheesecake every day and still fit into my clothes, I would be all over that.
Sure.
So, but you can make a really nice cheesecake in the crock pot. It's very similar to how you would make a creme brulee, in that you're using the crock pot as a bain-marie. So it's a water bath. So you put your cheesecake crust in a Pyrex, and then insert the Pyrex into the crock pot and pour a little bit of water around the edge. And then that moisture steams and bakes the cheesecake perfectly. So in an oven, sometimes when you make cheesecake, it can have that kind of dry texture, and that's just not possible in the crock pot, because you've got the lid on, so the moisture stays in the pot, and then sorry, that's the puppy.
You're fine.
Yeah, rains back down.
Is a crock pot big enough to make a cheesecake?
Well, so the cheesecakes we make can feed 8 people. So how much do you want to eat, I guess is.
I'm envisioning a glass pie.
Okay, so it will need to be in an oval shape. So one of those like Corningwares or Pyrex, that's oval. So you're absolutely correct that the large 9-inch pie pan won't fit nicely into it. So you'll have to do some modifications in that way.
Okay. All right. I was about to say, wait a minute, how big are these crock pots? My goodness. Put the whole pie in there, because if I can get a pie, maybe I can bake a cake.
You can.
Oh, Lord. I'm in trouble. I'm definitely going to Walmart tomorrow, and I am buying one. So What else do we have here? Oh, we have people talking. What's going on here? So good question, Dan. I didn't even think you could do dessert. That I think crock pot. I think meats and soups and stuff. So my aunt is looking for a good boneless chicken recipe.
Okay. So so boneless chicken breasts. So there's an awful lot of recipes on the site. Chicken breasts sometimes have the tendency to get dry and a little mealy, especially if you're using them in the oven. And so what I like about the slow cooker is if you cook it long enough, the meat sort of falls apart and then has the opportunity to reabsorb the cooking liquid. And so you get a nice moist chicken breast. It's not as intact as it would be if you're searing it on the stove. So there's that. And then my kids' favorite recipe for chicken is called brown sugar chicken or candy chicken. And that's on the site as well. But the easiest way to cook chicken is lazy chicken. And lazy chicken is you dump the chicken pieces or parts in and then add your favorite simmer sauce. So it could be a pasta sauce, it could be a barbecue sauce, it could be one of those Indian flavored sauces that they have at the grocery store. And it's just those two ingredients, and you put the lid on and let it cook all day, shred and serve over rice or noodles. And that is lazy chicken. And while I talk about chicken, you can essentially do the exact same thing with a pork roast or a beef roast just fine.
Perfect. I'm learning all this stuff. So, I am being told by Dan Bryan there are a lot of different sizes of crock pots. Yes, we did go over that. I have one that can hold a full turkey. Oh.
That's awesome. I don't have one that big. So we'll have to go to Dan's house for Thanksgiving.
Yes. Any other questions before we go for her?
You have an awfully nice audience, Brian. They really like you.
They do. Well, they have no choice. Most of them are, like I said, most of them are related to me. They do support anything that I do. And because of COVID and everything, I don't necessarily get to see my family, like I used to. That, and I started a 40-hour week job, so it's crazy. So I will be seeing my aunt and grandmother this Sunday, so I'll get to do that. So yeah, but I know a lot of them were excited because someone who uses a crock pot's coming on your show. So yeah. Okay, well, nobody else. Nobody at all.
That's okay. It's all
what
good.
happens is normal, because this is the internet. These videos never go away, so I'm constantly getting the comments and the questions after the show has already aired. So
you bet.
I always tell people, if you have questions and you're watching this afterwards, or you thought of your question just at the moment it went off, still type your comments, ask your question, because I can simply just forward the question to Stephanie here, and I'm pretty sure she'll have an answer. So, yeah. So, yeah, Dan, I've been a guest so often that I'm like family. That is true. You've been on the show multiple times. Yes, absolutely. So,
that's awesome.
I have learned a lot. So, I'm actually glad that I did this.
Well, good.
So,
and I'm always happy that I can convert someone to the crockpot lifestyle. We'll start a crockpot cult, and we will open you with welcome arms.
Like I said, I am going tomorrow. Because Walmart is right up the road from me, and I'm gonna buy a crock pot. I have multiple books of yours to choose from. I'm gonna start with the 5 the 5 recipes, or the 5 ingredients or less. I'll start with that one. But if people are used to cooking with the crock pot and you need other recipes, go to our website. You'll get one every day. But if you want more, pick up her books. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I put I put the author page for Amazon on there along with her website. So I've followed her on Instagram. So if you follow me, you'll see her.
Thank you for doing that, Brian. That's very sweet of you.
What's that?
Just being so generous and sharing. That's very kind. Thank you.
I have to share everything. So, because I'm pretty sure if I did not, I probably would get someone. I believe I had one guest that, we did the show and whatever. And I think it was an author or something, but she had a website and she was on social media and whatever. And because I didn't follow her and I forgot to post her links and stuff. Because after the show, she went back up and she was watching, and then she's like, well, I didn't see any of my information on there. So I was just like, So I make sure that I do it. There's my, the hour has
timer.
passed. Yeah, my little timer. I was told I need to start using a timer because I go over.
Okay.
Alexa, stop. Oh, no. Alexa, stop. Thanks. All right. But anyways, you're 2 minutes late. All right. But anyway, so if anyone has any questions for her afterwards, just send them in. I will send them to her. I'm definitely going to have you back on. And I'm going to hold you to possibly making something in front of us. I would love to see this. In the meantime, like I said, I'm going to get it. I'm going to try something. I'll even put it on camera. And tag you and make sure that I did everything right.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood.
You can't go wrong with the crock pot, right? You just can't. Unless you kind of just set it, forget it, and don't go back. Forget about it. Yeah. That's not good. All right, Stephanie.
We will do a public service announcement that you should follow all proper appliance and cooking protocol and read your instruction manual.
Absolutely. That is very important. That is very important. All right. Well.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
I can hear my kids and the puppy circling behind the office door, so I need to go be a mom again.
There you go. I release you to do that now. All right. Well, have a good one, and I will be in touch, and I'll have you back on. Absolutely.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. There you go. There she is. So if anyone wants to see anything regarding Stephanie, you can simply go to her website, stephanieodea.com, sign up for her newsletter or the email there, and you'll get a recipe every day for the month of October or Croctober. She has so many books. I mean, when I printed out her thing, there's all of her books. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm over here. All of her books are on Amazon. You can go to, Amazon and just by typing in her name, and they look pretty cool. So I'm going to have to do this. So yeah, go to her website. She's on Twitter. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. Like her, follow her. It doesn't get anything better than that. So, and once again, if you have any questions, just make sure you post them. I will forward them to her. I will definitely have to have her back on. I will see everyone tomorrow because tomorrow is Wendy Wilson Spooner, and we will be going over the Ancestry DNA that I have sent to her so that she could decode it and tell me what it all means because I have no idea. So it's going to be a very interesting show, to say the least. So, and I know a couple of people have asked for her and when she was coming back on. So it is tomorrow. Wendy Wilson Spooner will be here. So that is it. So enjoy the rest of your night. I've taken up enough of your time. And yeah, don't forget to like and share. And I will see you all tomorrow. So, and thank you all for watching. And Diane, it was nice seeing you. I hope to see you tomorrow. Chris, thanks for chiming in. Chicken cooked with Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper. I'm going to have to try that one. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I do run into Dan's show. So tomorrow I will make sure that I have that timer. But tonight, there's no show afterwards. So yeah. All right. And don't forget, tomorrow's Dan's show. The Dan Payton show is tomorrow at 9 p.m. right on Facebook, right after me. So make sure you tune into that. So it's very interesting. I will be there. So make sure you say hello to me. So, all right, everyone, that is it. Goodbye. And I will talk to you soon. On Steph, I'll be calling you as soon as I hang up here. So, goodbye. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? The beginning of my show. That is terrible. Oh, no. Brand. Here we go.